Hey angels, so somebody requested an animation tutorial. And when I ended up making the poll, many others wanted the same. So today, that's what I'm doing. Please forgive my lack of explanation as I'm not so good at explaining. But I hope most of you are visual learners because that's mostly what this video is. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so first of all, you have to pivot point all your body parts after chopping them off and making the body sheet, obviously. But there's many other tutorials on how to make a body sheet, but this one is for animation. Now I'm gonna skip the pivot part because I already have that done and I'm too lazy to do the next. But as you can see, I'm just chopping off what isn't needed here to match the pace of what's being made. Now in it here, you're gonna see that we're gonna go over to Gacha Life. Now you can use Gacha Life 2 or maybe even Gacha Club or any other gacha game, maybe your own art. But for the intro, I like to use Gacha Life. Now what you're gonna want to do, ignore my friends in the back if you can hear them, I'm kinda on call. But what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna just take different pictures of your OC looking different so that way you can make them look like they're talking or something for the intro, no matter what kind of video you're making. Some videos may not have intros, most I've seen have intros, so this is why I'm doing it like this. And I'm now gonna speed it up so you guys don't have to be stuck with seeing my OC slowly pose the entire time. Okay, we're finally to the animating part, and so if you want to bounce, I'm just going to do a bounce for this one. You pivot point right on the start of the head, right? And then you lean back on one and lean forward on one, if that makes sense. Again, I'm sorry for my explanation being so bad. I already had the asset of my eyes blinking, so I just put those in and pivot pointed them to the head. Okay, so for this, you can see I'm about to use this bounce, and you can make it as much as you want, but I'm just editing it to make it look natural, not natural, that's normal for a bounce animation. And basically, I keep doing this until it looks good enough. And so I copy and paste it because I'm going to use that same graph on the other body part. So it's all the same and it all looks not so crappy. Right here you can see me doing the same for the ears, and everything's just going to be really bouncy and really fun. Okay, so as you can see, we now have our ears, and I'm starting with the bow and stuff because I like doing those small details that sometimes people don't notice. This one's more noticeable than some other things, but I like adding it anyways. Gives my OC more personality, if that makes sense. And here for the arms, what you gotta do for the arms is you gotta make sure they're pivot pointed, of course, and edit them how you like. For the first arm, I'm having my OC have her hand on her hip. Of course, I gotta edit the arm a little to make it seem like her body parts are not flying away, if that makes sense, and I gotta make the hand seem like it's not broken. Again, I'm sorry if I'm not making any sense. Okay, but basically, you're gonna do the same thing with everything else and just make it bouncy. Okay, so as you can see here, now I'm starting with the skirt. The skirt kind of moves the tail a little bit because the tail is under the skirt. If that makes any sense, the skirt is gonna bounce along with the rest of the character you're animating, if the character has a skirt, of course. And for this, I'm doing like one of those leg up motions. So what I do is I start by lifting up the leg, and I do the regular, thing I use. Graph is the word. And I lift the leg up a little, and I edit it how I need it to look. And to make it look more bouncy, I put it down or put it up. And yeah, you can just see here, my video is much better than my own explanation. And now I'm just doing something similar with the other leg, except the other leg is on the ground, or else she wouldn't be able to stand. I mean, she would fly because she has wings, but yeah. Okay, now we're starting on the other arm, but this arm is going to be a little bit different. Instead of starting with the bounce, we're going to start with a nice ease in motion to show Suki putting her hand up. Or better yet, you could say me. And we do this by just simply moving it upwards, if that makes sense. And doing the same by putting a simple graph that makes it calm and light. Then over here, we raise the other arm with the same, other part of the arm with the same graph. Starting where the elbow is, it will look less weird, you could say. Now it gets on to the part where I have to make sure the hand doesn't look like I have a broken wrist or my limbs are flying away. So you just simply fix that by fitting them to the cuffs of the shirt and editing the pivot point and rotating it. Yeah. Okay, now I'm flipping the hand horizontally so that way I can have my OC going like, oh my gosh, yes, clean, get it. I don't know. But that's basically what she's doing. You could say she's sort of fanning herself in a way. Well, like that's what the motion gives off, sort of, if you know what I mean. And yes, now I'm doing a simple bounce for the wings, just like any other bounce that I'm currently using on the character. Nothing too complex, just a very easy bounce. I'm making the right wing go up a little more, since to have the so that way it looks like you can perceive which way she's turned. And now we're doing the tail because it's like one of the easiest parts. But like, yeah, we copy the graph, and we do all of that. And I think at this point I'm pretty much done with this part of the animation, but don't you worry, there's more. Dear Lord, save my life. Now, I know y'all will probably want part 2, where I show how I made the background and edited the video some. But please do like and subscribe so that way I can make more content like this and my time doesn't completely go to waste. I do plan on eventually making money on this and not just using it as a hobby. But with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching.